Hello everybody, and welcome again to my channel. This time I want to talk about who are Jehovah's Witnesses, and the reason for this is because the September edition of the Public Watchtower is entitled Who are Jehovah's Witnesses. If you want to see that for yourself, feel free to go to their website and download it. And the first article asks the question, who are Jehovah's Witnesses? And in that article they have some quotations that were obviously written by the Watchtower Society, because people just don't talk the way that those articles are written. And they even have quotations where people have found negative things on the internet. For example, one person says they heard lots of rumors and prejudiced talk. People who see those informations wouldn't call it rumors or prejudiced talk. They would have other viewpoints. So the next article talks about what sort of people are Jehovah's Witnesses. And they talk about things, how they're no part of the world, how they don't get involved in politics, how they didn't fight in World War II, and all that stuff. But what they won't tell you there is that their love is conditional. They view people who are not Jehovah's Witnesses in a different way than they view Jehovah's Witnesses. They have a pejorative term used to describe them, and that term is worldly. So worldly people are not Jehovah's Witnesses. And typically, when you call someone worldly, it means they're doing bad things. So they assume that people who aren't Jehovah's Witnesses are not as good as Jehovah's Witnesses. And at the very best, well, they're not serving Jehovah. So anytime they refer to non-Jehovah's Witnesses using the word worldly, they are referring to them in a negative manner. Then they talk about what do Jehovah's Witnesses believe. Well, they present all the Bible-based beliefs, being a good person, not sinning, and all that stuff. But what they don't talk about is their belief that Armageddon is right around the corner. And that has been their belief ever since they were founded, basically. When Charles Taze Russell first started writing, they thought that Armageddon was going to come in 1914. However, when that failed to materialize, it turned to any time now. So it's been any time now for over 100 years. And they've based that on their calculation of 1914. But what they also don't tell you is they're the only people in the world that believe Jerusalem was destroyed in 607. And they need to believe that to uphold their 1914 teaching. However, all the evidence available, which is a mountain of evidence, demonstrates beyond the shadow of a doubt that Jerusalem had to be destroyed in 586 or 587. And the only question with the year is due to the fact that the Bible actually has it happening in 2 different years of Nebuchadnezzar's reign. Furthermore, the Jehovah's Witnesses believe that involved a complete exile from Jerusalem, and that belief is also not substantiated by history. So Jehovah's Witnesses teach that believing that Jerusalem was destroyed in 586 or 587 conflicts with the Bible, but in fact it does not. You have to read into the Bible what they believe for there to be any conflict. So the only thing that conflicts with history or with the Bible is the Jehovah's Witness version of what happened to Jerusalem and when it happened. The next article is on how is our ministry financed, and they say it's financed by voluntary donations, except that that's not the whole story. They have articles on a regular basis that tell you how you can donate your property to them in your will. They'll take stocks, bonds, houses, jewelry, anything. They're not afraid. And recently, in one of the JW broadcasting programs, Stephen Lett was indeed asking people for more money. He said that the Watchtower organization is currently spending more money than they're taking in. So he wanted the friends to start contributing more. And he says he might think that's because the loans on their property were forgiven, but he still wants them to pay as if they're not forgiven. So the reality is the loans weren't really forgiven. That was all just a smokescreen to change the way they were taking money. So now they are outright asking for larger donations. And the next article is why do we preach? And they say that's to bring glory to God and to make his name known. However, the very latest JW broadcasting, I believe it is, I think it's Jeffrey Jackson, who talks about the name Jehovah. And he admits in that broadcasting that Yahweh is considered by scholars to be more accurate. And the truth of the matter is that's considered that way by pretty much all scholars. And he says, well, so the reason they use the name Jehovah is because that's the more widely known name. But the problem with that explanation is that really means that Jehovah's Witnesses aren't the one that are making known the name Jehovah. Somebody else has already done that. So if they wanted to make known the name of God, they should be making known the name Yahweh, which is more accurate and less known. If they were doing that, then they could indeed claim to make known the word that is the name of God. So that is what that article is about. And the article kind of tells you that, oh, you should go right to the source to get the information about Jehovah's Witnesses. Who better to tell you than Jehovah's Witnesses themselves? But if you stop and you think for a minute, if you are going to make a sizable purchase, or if you're going to go perhaps to a restaurant, it is common these days to read reviews or to get information, both good and bad, about what you're going to buy or about the restaurant. So let's say you're investigating a restaurant and you read a bunch of reviews. And some reviews say, well, the food wasn't that great, the service was horrible, it was overpriced. And other reviews say, the food was excellent, it's the best food I've ever had. Don't worry about the price. Only people who don't like the restaurant worry about the price. How is that going to look? So at that point, you're going to start giving more weight to the negative reviews, because the positive reviews seem a little bit interesting. Why do they have to hide something as important as the price to you? Well, how does that pertain back to Jehovah's Witnesses? Well, Jehovah's Witnesses, when they go out and preach, they actually hide a portion of their religion from you. They won't tell you when they go door to door that they look down on worldly people, and they use the term worldly in a pejorative sense to talk about anyone who's not one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And they won't tell you that if you become one of Jehovah's Witnesses and then decide to leave, they will all shun you and stop talking to you. They won't tell you that. They won't tell you initially at the door that they don't accept blood transfusions and all kinds of things like this. Anything that might be viewed as negative to someone who is not fully aware of their beliefs is going to be something that they will keep from you until they feel that you're indoctrinated enough to understand those things. So when you hear people who have been Jehovah's Witnesses relating their experience, you are likely to hear many negative experiences because there are many out there. Does this mean that these people's experience is illegitimate and should be ignored? Well, some people might go a little bit overboard or embellish their experience. I really don't know because I wasn't there. But nonetheless, when you consider something, you want to consider both the good about it and you want to consider the bad about it. So for Jehovah's Witnesses, you want to take a look at all of their literature, and preferably speaking, you want to look at the literature that is older and that they no longer have on their website. The reason for this is because you will find, especially if you go back to the writings of Charles Taze Russell or Joseph Rutherford, that they didn't used to teach what they currently say they used to teach. So current Watchtower teaching about teachings of the past is actively deceptive about what the Watchtower really used to teach in the past and what Charles Taze Russell really used to teach. And that should be something that should be of interest to anybody who is considering becoming one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Why would you not want to know about a history of deception on a group that is claiming to represent God? So, these are decisions that people have to make for themselves as to what to think about things. But the best way to make any decision is with as much information as you can possibly get. So there certainly are positive things about Jehovah's Witnesses. There are a lot of very nice, excellent people that are Jehovah's Witnesses. There are a lot of good things that Jehovah's Witnesses do. There are, however, a lot of bad things about being one of Jehovah's Witnesses. For example, putting your life on hold, waiting for an Armageddon that was supposed to come over 100 years ago. Focusing your life on doing activities that only benefit the organization. Superimposing a personality over yourself that is what the organization mandates. So those are things to consider. So who are Jehovah's Witnesses? Well, you will have to make that review for yourself. But anytime you are considering any large decision in your life, it would be good to do so with as much information as you can. Because if you make a big decision without enough information, it can come back to really bite you. And if somebody is trying to encourage you to do something and they are purposefully withholding some of the information, well, that should make you think twice as hard before making a decision. So anyways, that's my video for this time. Thanks for watching.